Okay, so here we are. So welcome again, all of you new people and my fellow group that have been with me for a while here through the up and downs of Python and up and downs of technology. So thank you again. This is our Power BI class. And I hope I give you all the knowledge I have acquired in the last month. And I'm very happy again for the suggestion. I think this is a great potential, especially for anybody who's trying to get a tool that they can promote themselves into a new job or a better job. If you're home right now, for any reason, if you're a mom, I was a stay-at-home mom for a long time, I have work. I think this is a great tool to have in your resume. Even if you're just learning, I think it's an amazing tool, amazing skill. It's a skill that's been sought a lot. It's very popular because it has to do with data science, big data, and data analytics. And it's not, it requires a technical knowledge, skill, but it's not as high as other tools that we have experienced this class. So I'm very excited about this tool. So first, we have this class notes, and it's on the Slack channel, and it's also on the Zoom chat. So you can open it and follow along, and this is your notes that I have prepared for you. If you want to join our Slack channel, you can click here. And you can ask questions on the Thursday class. So on the Thursday class, please go ahead and put your feedback. If, sometimes I really appreciate feedback here. Sometimes I ask questions or see if sometimes you guys all tell me that I'm doing something wrong, so I appreciate it. So that's the way to interact. Also, you can do it on the chat too. So I'm looking at the Slack channel all the time. So you can click here and follow it. So we're gonna have 3 classes. So today is just an overview. Try to answer all your questions about the apps and how to get the app. That's been a big obstacle to get the app because Microsoft says it's free, but it's not 100% accurate. We're gonna have the next class we're gonna work more on transforming and cleaning data. And as you remember, we did a little bit of that with SQL months ago. And then on the 3rd class, it's going to be creating interesting visual dashboards. So what is Power BI? Power BI is a tool where you can create visualization. And when I say visualization, I'm talking about if you have read a newspaper recently. For example, the New York Times has the COVID dashboard, and you see all kind of pies and bar and maps, and all that is created by visualization tools like Power BI. I don't know what the New York Times uses, but they might be using Power BI. So it's more powerful than Excel because it uses more, you can have larger amount of data in Power BI and create this wonderful, you get more insight because you have more data. Like if you work in statistics, you know that the more data you have, the more insight you can get, and the better your probability and your variance and your regression analysis is going to be. Also, if you work in economics or if you work in marketing, the more data you have, you can generate more insights and more knowledge of that. So Power BI and all those apps that we talk about, that I had to talk about it before we started the recording. I put it down here, the other alternative. beside Power BI, we have, okay, right here. We have Tableau. So Tableau is the made by Salesforce. If you are a student or a teacher, you get a year free of Tableau. So you have to sign up with your college or university or community college email. There is Quillic, or I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it is Quillic. And that's a free 30 days. And you don't have to put your credit card or anything. And it works on the cloud. So even if you have an old computer, you can use it on the browser. And it's very powerful. And you just put your information, your email and password, and create an account. And it's free for 30 days. And then after 30 days, it might ask you for a credit card, but not in the beginning. Then there is also Domo, is another one. And all of these do more or less the same thing. Some have more capability or integration or other sophisticated tools, but at our level, with this class level, they all do the same thing, which is create powerful visualization charts. Okay, so for now, I'm going to talk about the issue with getting a free subscription with Power BI. So if you have any other one, that's fine. I'm gonna, you can follow along. If you got quick click, you're gonna get this, you're gonna learn the main things about visualization, and you can transfer to Power BI or Tableau really easy knowing one. So it's not a very hard thing to transition from one app to another. The thing with the visualization, what makes a good visualization is the insight you get out of the data. And that's more a human thing, having an understanding what your data is about, and also try to tell a story in a presentation that get your audience engaged, and you accomplish the goal, whatever that goal is. And most of the time, the goal with the visualization is express an idea, sell an idea, or engage other people. So that's the main thing when you create a visualization, is to create an idea, sell an idea. It also create a story to engage your audience. So for Power BI, they say it's free, and then I found out, well, it's not technically free. So what it is they don't accept, if you want to get the subscription to the Power BI, but I mean the subscription is you will get online the cloud, so you get your Power BI that works on the cloud, and you can work on the cloud. That subscription that's called Power BI service, which works on a browser. You have to have an email that belongs to a work organization or a school, like you have to work in .edu. The email has to be .edu. Or your company or wherever you work should have a Microsoft 365 subscription. So you sign up with either an Outlook email that you created with the free subscription, with the free Outlook email, the Power BI is not going to recognize that. So that's why we had so much trouble understanding what that was, why we couldn't get this for free. So somebody slacked me, but I didn't see who. So to bypass that, so if you happen to have a work email, or some people go to the length of actually buying an email so they can get this. I don't know how to do that, but some people have read about that. So you can get the subscription and you can work on the web, and Then I find out the other option, if you have a PC, that works in a PC, and that's why I have here a Mac in a PC with me. So if you have a PC, you can download the app. But we just find out a couple of minutes ago, we have to have Windows 10 at least, or Windows 2017. So if you have a very old computer, it might not work. So, so I think it's Windows 8.1. So that's the minimum you have to have in a PC. Then you can download and I have the link here on your app, and it's going to ask you for an email, but ignore it. When you get the prompt to put your email, you can just click the X and it'll go away, and it's never going to ask you again for that. So it's going to work even though you don't have an email. So of course it's going to keep asking you for an email, but it's not going to restrict you. You still can do and use the Power BI in your PC. So I'm going to show you both versions in a little bit. So then there is the other option, the one that I less prefer. You can sign up for a Power BI Pro trial, but it lasts 60 days, but you have to put your credit card up front. It won't charge you, but you like that. If you ever get a trial for anything, what I do is I put it on my calendar, and then I get an alarm, a notification on my phone that says, this is the time you need to cancel, otherwise you're gonna get billed. So you can do a notification there in your phone or your calendar, or make a big sign on, put it in your kitchen that you need to cancel before you get charged. And you won't get charged, you just go and tell them, cancel the subscription, I don't need it anymore. So that's for the Power BI, and you can use your Gmail, Hotmail, whatever email you want. So those are the options. The other option is to use Quick Click. We already talked about it, that it will give you the head start on, and they give you the ability to understand and get familiar with this kind of technology. Okay, so any questions so far? I know this has been a very intense discussion, and I apologize that it's been so hard, and I may try to see if we can get the app downloaded in our public computers when so people can come and use that. But I don't know. I have to talk to the people that do that here in the library. So if we can do that, but that would be something that might help. So I'm gonna give couple 2 minutes for questions. See if I said anything that needs further clarification, or maybe you have more information I do. Okay, so it seems like there is not much, everything is clear, so I hope my clarification was good. And so that'll be interesting. Well, you can tell me maybe next slide and know how many of you have what, how many of you have online version, the desktop version, and how many of you don't have Power BI. That would be interesting to know, so I can gauge myself. So if you can let me know, maybe I'll send maybe for the next class then a survey to find out how many of you have what, so I can gauge the class better. So for today, I'm just gonna show you, and the other thing is, like, if nothing in any of these options work, just let me know and I'll work out with you we'll work something out. So I don't want you to get discouraged just because you have a little, some kind of issue with this. That shouldn't preclude you from learning. So, so if none of this work, let me know and I'll try to see if we can get a workaround. So one of the things that I just want to talk about, start with Power BI, is the difference between the two versions. So the main difference is one is on the cloud and one is on the computer. And remember, it's only PC, they don't have the Mac version. So the Power BI desktop that's the one you can download and you don't have to have an email and you can put it on your computer. And I'm going to show it to you later. And then there is the Power BI, the online version, which looks exactly like this. And that's the one you need a work email or a school email, or you have to have access to a subscription to Microsoft 365. And this is it. There is a Pro, but I don't have the Pro. And the Pro just gives you more options to share. At this moment, when you have the Power BI, this version on the cloud, you can share within your Microsoft 365 teams. So you'll see that there is going to be an icon for teams, so you can share within teams. When you are on the Power BI desktop, that's why they ask you for an email, because when you enter the email, then you have access to the Microsoft Teams, and that's what you want to share. And that's a big component of that in an organization, is to be able to share your data with others. We're not going to do that because, of course, we're not in the same organization, so there is no way to simulate what's happening there. But I just want to let you know that if you are working in an organization, that's going to be a big component. You're going to get data from other people because you're going to be working in a kind of a network of data, and you're going to be sharing with them. So the Power Desktop, you can transform data. We're going to do that next week. Transform data is like you can arrange it, change it, change the name of the headers, kind of like what you do in Excel. You can change the formatting, so you can put $sign. If it doesn't have $sign, you can take out the extra decimals or add more decimals and so on. So that's the main issue, the main difference with the desktop. On the desktop, you can have more ability to edit and format the data. In the Power BI service, which is the cloud version, you cannot do that. It's only to visualization, is you create data. So you have your data and then you create this chart and this, they call it dashboards, where you have all your graph, and then that graph gets shared on the cloud because everybody's on the cloud. But they both create reports and visualization. And there, of course, there is a big universe of things you can do with this. We're just going on the surface of the capability of this. So one of the things, if you are using the online version, it differs from the desktop version. So that's why I'm going to show you one first and then the other, just in case you encounter any of them in your experience. And this happens if you are using another app like Tableau or QuickLink online. It's going to be very similar too. So there is a lingo here that you're going to notice, and it's very important to learn the lingo. So this is the way it looks on the Power BI service. So when I say service, I'm saying the online version of Power BI. So you're going to have this panel here, and then this is the navigation pane, and then you have the launcher, you have the what is the Microsoft 365 icons there, and then you have the Power BI. Then you're gonna get the favorites. You're gonna have all these favorite things that you have worked or you mark as favorite. And then you're gonna have this report here that have been built by the community. That is just free things that Microsoft offers as examples to help you learn and get better. And then you have the search box. So right here on the navigation pane, that's the most important thing to navigate. So, you know, home, you click home, it's a landing page. A favorite, that's how you find anything that you mark as favorite, recent, anything, files that you just work on it. And then there is my workspace. So for all of you who don't have, that are not integrated in an organization yet, you won't have this part that calls the workspaces that's shared with an organization. So that's gonna be your colleagues. You might not have this piece of the puzzle yet, but you're gonna have my workspace. When you click my workspace is where you're gonna see all your files, all the files, everything that you have worked on. So when you open this, your Power BI service, you wanna first go to my workspace. Just ignore all these other menu options here, just go to my workspace. That's where you're gonna find what you need. And then there are a couple things when you open, you go to your workspace, there are a couple things that they call it the building blocks of Power BI, which are dashboards. So dashboards are kind of like the canvas, the pretty canvas where you see all your infographics, all your charts. That's gonna be your dashboards. Then you're gonna have the reports. The reports is gonna combine dashboard and data. That's where you build your charts. Then the workbooks is your data that you bring from Excel or mostly from Excel. Workbooks are gonna be Excel, raw Excel sheets that you're gonna upload. Data sets are any data that you collect, that you upload, you connect to. So this could be SQL data, this could be CSV data. CSV data is comma separated value, which is another kind of Excel file. It could be Excel files, it could be anything that is in a data form. In data flows, that works in teams. So we're not gonna see that about it. When you are in an organization, you're gonna see the data flows, and it's just a way to collect the data. So for now, if you're working on the Power BI service, you wanna be familiar with dashboards, reports, and data sets. So how do you know which one it is? So when you go to my workspace, you're gonna see, well, you're not gonna see exactly this. After a while, and we're gonna do it today, you're gonna have files, you're gonna have things that you work on. So they differentiate from each other. So here, the orange one is a data set. The blue one is a report. And then the green one is the dashboard. You wanna always go, the data set is gonna open as a table. You wanna go and always create a report. And the report is gonna combine everything, and it's where you're going to edit. So on occasion, people are gonna share dashboards with you, but not all dashboards you will have permission to edit. So on some occasions, you will get dashboards that you cannot edit. But dashboards you have made, you can edit, but you're gonna edit on the reports. So those are the different kinds of, I wanted to show it to you because it's kind of different of what it might look different than anything that it has been familiar, at least for me, with other programs. It's a total different lingo. So, so basically, if you create a report and you want to change the visualization, you want to go to the report. Don't go to the dashboard and don't go to the data set. You want to go to the report, and that's where you're going to work. Okay, so a lot of talking. So I'm going to show you a demonstration with the cloud, and then I'm going to show you the demonstration with the desktop. So any questions so far? Is everything okay? You can let me know in the Slack channel or in the chat. So I hope I'm not getting anybody running away and scared. Okay, so I guess everybody's concentrating. I haven't seen any text or anything. So that must be a good sign. So I have the information here step by step how I'm gonna do it. So that's why if you, you know, in a couple of weeks, you find out that you can get the Power BI cloud, you can go here and follow it. So I'm gonna start with the demonstration here. So the first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna get this file here. So if you have the notes, when you click here on this link, the file is gonna get downloaded to your computer. So you just click here, and then you see that the file went right here. So in my computer, it goes to the downloads. So I can show here what it is. And it shows it is in the downloads. So now I have to upload it to the cloud, to the Power BI service. So this is called the Power BI service, is the cloud version. So I'm gonna go here to my workspaces. So you see that's the pane, the navigation pane I showed you before. I'm gonna ignore everything. I'm just gonna go to my workspace. And if you are new, this is gonna be empty for you. So you're not gonna have anything. So I'm gonna upload. So I just go here, and it's give me so many options, but I'm gonna go here to upload. And you can see there are different ways, different formats of files. So you click upload. And then I'm gonna go to local file, and I'm gonna find the file in my computer. So for me, I found it right here. You might have another mapping in your computer, so you'll have to find it. For me, it shows on download, so it comes here, and then I just open it. And then we get two choices. We get the choice of import it or upload it as an Excel. I'm going to upload it as I'm gonna import Excel into the Power BI. So let me make this smaller. So I'm going to click here. And then it does this thing. It takes a while because I'm working on the cloud. So it's gonna, sometimes it goes faster than others. And I'm gonna go, so it says go to dashboard, and the dashboard disappeared. So I'm gonna find, I'm gonna find where that went. So I have to scroll down where that went. So that's gonna be, let's see what it is. There it is. So this is my financial sample. So it came as a data set because I imported into BI. And then I get two questions, two choices. Create a report from scratch, or I can use their machine learning computers and do that. So I'm gonna do it just from scratch for now. And this is the where you do the report. So this is the report view. Right now I'm on the edit view, and you can see the, okay, somebody has a question. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, hi. So when I actually downloaded your Excel and it came, for me, it shows as a workbook, like a sample file. You said for you, it shows like a database, I guess you said?
Data set. So when, I'm gonna do it again.
No, it's okay. I mean, you uploaded it, right? Because I uploaded it.
Yeah.
So I did the upload too, but it's showing me as a workbook in my space. Not sure why.
Yeah, because when that's why I'm gonna do it again so you see, because you might have missed it. So I'm gonna go here. I can also here go to gate data.
Yeah, that's how I. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna do. I can do files. When you do files, it's gonna show as a workbook. So it's gonna show like an Excel file. But if I do it as a
data. Oh, you went to database. I did file like actually.
Yeah, that means I think what happens when you do this. There it is. So let me try again. Oh, I know. So I'm gonna do this again, and then. So here it is. If you import it into the Power BI, so the left option is gonna show up as a data set. If you choose the one on the right, it's gonna show up as an Excel.
Okay, so what should I do if I'm importing?
I'm gonna do this one. Why am I gonna do that? Because I don't have any added value. This is not gonna give me any added value. Do it as Excel. So I just gonna do it as a database. The way you do it in Excel is because maybe you can integrate it with Excel online and work on Excel on the side and then take it to Power BI.
Right. Okay.
But the Excel in online is not as good as the Excel the app. So that's why you can take two routes and get to the same place. So if you upload it as a Word file, as an Excel file, you can also create a report. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So like example, I have here one is what is it? What is mine? There it is. So I can click here and I can click here. And then I think it's gonna give me an option to create a report, maybe. No. So yeah, it's not as easy. So you will have to bring it over. So you'll have to maybe bring it over from somewhere. So
that's fine. I did it again, and it's showing me like now 3 files. It's showing me one data set, the other is the workbook, the previous one, and even a dashboard is there. So that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Okay, yeah. So see, that's why I didn't want to do it that way because it's not immediate. It's not an immediate route. Okay, so
thank you.
But I'm glad you brought it up so we can see what happens if you do it that way. So and that's the thing when you work with apps like this. Sometimes you have to work out the tricks because some of the routes are not specified. So you think you're following the instruction, but it takes you somewhere farther than where you should be. But you are still in the right direction, it's just you're out of steps. And it creates a lot of confusion if you're trying to learn. So I'm gonna go back to my financial sample because this is the way I found it's much easier to get where I want to be. So right here, that's the other thing. When I click here, financial sample, I have this, I'm in my workbook and I have those 3 dots. I click on there for more options, and one of the options is create report. So it's much straightforward. So once I'm there, so I'm here, and you can see your, you can see here on the right, here on the right, and I'm gonna close this so it's not, it's all, you can see it here. So we have this visualization, and that's where we're gonna get the pretty charts. And then on further to the right, you're gonna see fields. When you do fields, you click this drop down arrow, you're gonna see all the tables. Of course, before we do this, you have to be familiar with your data. We didn't do that, so we skipped that step. But if you are a good data analytics, you're doing a good, you're a good data science, so you have to be aware of your data. You have to study your data before you do that. So we didn't do that because I'm showing you the software. But you will already have an idea how this data works and how it's presented. So you already have an idea what you're gonna choose. So for here, I'm just gonna choose date. So this is just one table. Sometimes a file is a data set is gonna have more than one table. In this case, it's just one table. So you see it's only one table. But a data set can have several tables. And it becomes more like a database where you have different tables and they're all connected to each other. So I conclude date, and as soon as I click date, I don't know if you notice, something show up here on the visualization area. And I can make it bigger, so well, it didn't get that big. So I have dates there, and I need a value. So I have my X, and now I need my variable. So my variable is gonna do gross sales. And Power BI and all these business intelligence app, they recognize where they can aggregate data. So I didn't have this. I didn't have a total gross sale. The machine learning algorithm in this data analytics software already noticed that there is some kind of data that can be aggregated into a sum. So I just gonna put check gross, and then here it is, we have a table. But this table doesn't communicate anything to me because it has a lot of numbers and you wanna show people exactly what they wanna see in a snapshot. So that's where we do the visualization. So you're gonna go here, and I'm sure you already did this, you already are clicking around all the different charts. So you go ahead and click as much as you want and see how they change. And then you can choose which one you like better. I think this line is one of the better. And I put information on the class notes. As you go down on resources, I put some reference, some literature about how to choose the best chart, because that's the human side of this. You have to decide what is the best chart for the job, and also the colors. There is a whole thing about colors because people don't recognize certain colors. So that comes from the design point of view. But right now we're just seeing the technical. So you can move this chart here and start arrange it. If you like it, you're gonna pin it. So you're gonna see this pin. When you pin it, it means you're creating a dashboard. This doesn't exist on the desktop. So I just wanna point this out. This dashboard, that's version here that we're doing that, this option, it doesn't exist on the dashboard. It's kind of different. So I just gonna put here financials, I'm gonna type it. Then, so this is like a canvas or a presentation. This is what you wanna create and maybe print it out, maybe put it in a PowerPoint, maybe put it on a website, and you have to spell it right. And I save it. And then it went to the dashboard. But I'm not done. I'm gonna put another chart. So I just click edit, and then I'm again in the report. This is where I wanna be. And then I'm gonna do another data. And you can do another data yourself. I'm just gonna do maybe country, and yeah, and I see the country and profits. So this one recognized the map. So this one has the map. If you don't get the map, let me know. I have to let you know how to add the map. There is a plugin that you have to use sometimes to get the map. So you can get the map, and right here is the map, or you can get a pie chart. So you can work around and choose the one you wanted. And in the following class, I'm going to show you how to change colors. Today, I'm not going to do the colors. And there is a lot more things here to change. But right now, I don't want to bother you about that because there is a lot to cover. The other end, again, you can move this all around, rearrange it the way you want it. Then I'm going to click on the white part of the page, and I'm going to do natural language. So natural language is just artificial intelligence. So I'm going to go here to the QA. So this is pretty cool because it's going to give me some insight that maybe I have missed. So it takes a while. So it's going through the data and trying to find questions that they can answer. So it didn't do that. So let me try it again. I don't know why it didn't do that. So, oh, I'm gonna try this one, ask questions. See if it works. Oh, I know why it didn't work. I'm gonna remove this, and I need to select all the data. That's what happened. I'm going to select everything, and then I'm going to let them give me some suggestions of what to analyze. So I'm going to just do this, and then I click here. I have to select this one, and I'm going to change the type of chart, and I'll do QA and see if I get some suggestions of questions. Come on, you can do it. See, it's kind of slow because I'm working on the cloud and it's still not working. So what a bummer. It's been working all day, and now I want to show it to you and it doesn't work. So, well, let's move on because we can't be slowed down. So, so I'm going to put this in a dashboard, and I'm going to choose the dashboard that I just made. Where did it go? This has a minus is on. So new dashboard, and I thought I'd change that. And then I'm going to pin this to the same one. There it is. And I'm going to pin it. And then it's telling me here, go to the dashboard. So I'm going to go to the dashboards, and I'm going to save what I just made. And then I'm going to ask the question here and see if it works. Because before, okay, so now it's working. So see, it's telling me some questions that they can give me the answers. So I just want to show you what happened. I have the dashboard, then it says here, ask questions. And then there are some suggestions here. There are more suggestions. So I'm gonna choose the first one. And then it gives me this. It gives me this. So if I like it, I hope it keeps it. And then I can ask another question. So this is, I don't like that one. So I'm gonna exit and maybe do something else. No, I don't want that. And let's try another one. Oh, and I can visualize, I can choose a chart here. Maybe something like that. So I don't know why it's not working the way I want it to work. But you get the idea. Maybe next time it'll work, but it's not cooperating the way I want it to work. So this is the dashboard. If you have a Pro, you can share it. If you have Teams, you can share it with a team. If you don't have any of those, you can just print it onto a PDF. You can add tiles and so on. This is the dashboard, so it's limited. So if you want to go back to the report, I go to my workspace and I find my report. So I'm going to find the report I made, which is this one. See this one, and I can open it, and then I can edit it. So remember to go to the report and then edit, and then you can add more, another one, and create another dashboard. So with this report, you can create several dashboards, and the dashboard is going to stay fixed. It's not going to change. Even though they are attached, they're connected to this report, each dashboard is independent of each other. So you can create several ones and use only one report. Okay, so that's for that. So any questions so far? I'm gonna go to the desktop. See if I forgot to do anything. Oh, and for the report, if you are in the report, you can also, you save it, you can save it as something else, another file, you can print it, you can publish on the web if you have the Power BI Pro. You can export it to a PowerPoint, so it'll export it as a JPEG and put it on a PowerPoint, and you can export it on a PDF. And you can save the whole file in your computer too, if you want to. So that's for that. That's what we can do with the limited access that we have. So I'm going to change now to the other computer. So 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing on one so I can go and share this one. Okay, so okay, so now you should see my PC, and now this is a Power BI desktop. So the Power BI desktop only works in PCs. I mean, yeah, it works only in PCs. So let me find my notes here. Notes. Where are my notes? Oh, gee, you should see what I have in my computer. I have so many computers. I lose track of where everything is. Okay, so now I'm on the PC and I downloaded the Power BI desktop. In it asked me for a email, but I didn't use the email. I'm just gonna close this for now. And I'm gonna upload the data. So the same data I uploaded to the cloud. I'm gonna go here, file, but you can go here, import from there, but I'm gonna go here and get data. And then it's gonna say Excel. And you have other options you can see. And I'm gonna find my file, which is right here, financials. See, and you can tell this is a little bit different. Even though it's the same company, it's the same app, it's the same name, it's a tiny little bit different. So whether you have the Power BI desktop or the cloud, it has almost its own language. So this is the Navigator window. In the Navigator window, you're gonna choose what you're gonna import. So you're gonna check on the tables. So I'm gonna check those two tables. And then I'm going to make this smaller so because I can't see it. I'm going to click load. And then I'm gonna get into the, and they don't call it, they call it different. Just can't get to my notes now. Okay, just 1 second. Let me get to my notes because I can't get to my. How can we link the file from SharePoint? How can you link the file from, if you have the, I'm trying to understand, I think somebody else, if you file URL, you can get it. So if you are on SharePoint, so you wanna get the data from SharePoint to here. So I think there is a connection and integration between Power BI and SharePoint, but I think it will be better and more practical if you download the file from SharePoint to your computer and just do what I just did and then upload it. Because I don't know how they integrate. Because Power BI is almost like its own world. So I don't know if anybody else has any experience doing that, but I think just doing it the old way, which is just downloading the files and then upload it would be easier than anything else. Okay, so we're gonna now work on the app. So the app has another language, and you just have to try to interpolate it with the Power BIs. So on the desktop, you're gonna have a report, which we saw is the same as what you see here on your screen. Is what you see is similar to what you see on we just saw on the Power BI. You have data, so we don't have data set, they call it data, and model. Model is how all the tables connect. And the desktop is where you're gonna have power to edit tables, edit relationships with tables, not on the cloud version. So it's just a little bit, it's its own little world into itself, little islands that they're all connected. So we're gonna get it, we already got the data, and now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna see here on the right, you're gonna have fields, and you're gonna have those two datas. So right now I have two datas. So I'm just gonna click the financials, and I'm gonna click the same thing, dates, and then gross sales. And as soon as I do that, I have the table that you saw before. Now I can work on the visualization. So I can choose the visualization that I want and make it bigger. Also, this one, it's not very good choosing what I want to do. So I'm going to change, if you go here on the visualization, on there, you have this formatting, and they have this part where you choose the data. So I'm going to do this on the axis, because I want my horizontal axis to only have the year. So because it's added everything else, and I don't want that, I just want year. So I just gonna click here and make sure this is a year. And maybe I don't want year, maybe I want quarters. Is that looks better? So now it looks better. So see the AI that both have is a little bit different. You can see these different flavors of AI. So on the cloud, we didn't have to nitpick, and here we had to nitpick. So it seems like the Power BI desktop is a little bit more, you need to tweak it. It allows you to tweak it a little bit more. So there it is, one. There is no option to pin it. When you can create another one here. So let's try the Q&A and see if we get a better. So the QA is working. These three buttons at the top is where you can move it. So I'm gonna click on those three buttons, and then I'm gonna move it here. And I'm gonna choose this one and see what I get. And there it is. And maybe I can put it in a bar chart. No, doesn't like the bar chart. Maybe something like that. Or no, it doesn't like anything, because I haven't studied the data. You have to study the data to avoid what I'm doing. So to know exactly what you want. So I'm gonna remove it, and I'm gonna try something else that give me just one numbers. So I'm gonna click this one. There it is, that's what I want. I want just one number. So I just have one data point. So there it is, that's something maybe you want to highlight that is important. And then you can add another chart. So we can have quarters, and then manufacturing, and then we can do a little chart here, and you can add more chart. I'm just gonna leave it like that. When you're done, you save it. So you save it. I'm just gonna put fin, and it's gonna save it as a Power BI file. When you're ready to share it, because I don't have this connected to my Power BI, and you might not have if you don't have a corporate or a school email. So I'm just gonna print it so I can export it into a PDF, and I get a PDF there. So there it is. So you can do the PDF, and then you can do whatever you want to that, or maybe save it, change as a JPEG, and then use the JPEG. Okay, and when you're done, just make sure you save it. And once you save it, you'll have it. You'll have it saved there, so you can come back and have it for another time. And again, to share it, you'll have to have either some kind of to share it with a team, with other people, like it says here, publish. You need to have all other connectivity. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the recording and then you can ask questions. Let me find my stop recording. Okay.